Hey guys, Music Man here, back with another Identity 5 video. In this video I'm going to be showing you some of my Guard 26 gameplay, as well as I'm going to be doing some commentary over it to let you guys know what I think about when I'm playing Guard 26. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first game we're going to be looking at is on Red Church. So I use a different persona when I'm playing Guard 26. Depending on who it is and what I feel like playing as my strategy, I'll either carry Insolence or Detention. So in this match, I decide that I want to carry Insolence. Now, a reason why that is because a lot of Guard 26's gameplay relies on rushing up to that maximum presence, and that's because once he hits maximum presence, he gets his bombs more frequently and he gets larger bombs, which is actually helps out a whole lot, as you'll see later in later chases. So it's still relatively difficult to down someone at this point of the game, but right here I see the prospector I'm chasing him. This prospector throughout the match does a really nice job, but I decide I've only got a quarter damage on him and he's becoming really difficult to hit. So I'm going to switch target to the Priestess. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to blink right here and get my second hit. So if you get a quarter damage on one person, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the person you have to down. Like, you can change targets if you find a target that will be easier to down, and that's what I do here. Now, what I like to do is I set my time, my bomb that I can detonate there, and then I just place a bunch of bombs at max time all around. You probably don't have to place quite as many as I do. I just like to do that to assure that I get the hit. And I'm actually not going to end up hitting the prospector here until he gets to the chair, and then I get a terror shot. So here I'm just going to keep camping because I know that someone else undoubtedly is going for the save. Now, I think Guard 26, along with Mad Eyes and very few other hunters, is actually a counter to the Seer, because all he needs is one of those bombs and he'll be able to counter the Seer really well. So at that point, I had to make a decision whether I was going to get the prospector in the chair or whether I was going to continue after the priestess. And I decided to go after the priestess because the priestess already is dead on chair. Also, look at the range of the stun on the prospector magnet there. Anyways, I'm still going after the priestess here. I'm still chasing. The priestess does really a much better job than what she did the first time. She's using her portals to her advantage here. And in legendary mode, I think Guard 26 is one of the only counters to Seer. I think that Guard 26 is really good against Seer, since all you need is like the bombs to get rid of the Seer owls. But I think if you're trying to counter the Guard 26, the Priestess is a good way to go, just because she's such a good kiter, such a good kiting character. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about that. Usually in legendary mode, now with Guard 26, depending on the map, I'm either going to ban the mercenary or the priestess. Mostly for larger maps, I would ban the priestess, while on the smaller maps, I'm going to be banning the mercenary, just because he can rescue a lot easier against the Guard 26. Anyways, you see how I'm placing my bombs? I'm using them to counter pallet camping, so it forces them to try to transition. And they can't stick in one area all the time since I've got my max presence up. But at this point, I could have chased the prospector, but I saw the last cipher was being done, so I'm gonna make my way over here. And I actually find the acrobat. So this was a really high tier acrobat, and I was actually surprised I downed the acrobat this quickly. So I go like this, and I know that he's probably going for the window, and I do end up getting that hit there. And I happen to be right next to basement, which is really nice. So now I'm gonna take the acrobat down there. And now that's gonna force one of the survivors to prime the last cipher, and one of the survivors to go after the save. So my goal here was just to kind of get the whole dungeon area covered. But now the prospector's been healed, so the prospector's going to try to save, and the seer is going to go after that last cipher. So here what you do, you see I do something really specific here. I end up going over here, jumping down, and if you hit mid-fall, then you're actually not going to be able to recover that. I thought he was going to actually free the acrobat there. My mistake. I should have just tried to bomb spam him. But anyways, yeah, if you end up falling mid-hit, you're going to have no hit recovery animation. And the prospector kind of gave up, I guess. Probably just wanted me to bring me down here to avoid getting hit by me chasing the acrobat as well. But I ended up getting that acrobat. And yeah, that's about it for the first game. And now I'm going to move on to the second game of this video. So this match is on Lakeside. Lakeside is a pretty decent map for guard 26. I would say that it's not fantastic for him since it's a relatively large map. And I'm relatively new to guard 26, so I don't know his hitbox quite as well as I know some other hunters' hitboxes. But I do end up getting the first hit on the priestess here, and I'm using my bombs to counter window and pallet camping. And I'm just gonna go through this priestess portal, and I'm gonna work my way on catching up over there. And the priestess is gonna be going on top of Big Boat. And Big Boat is the most annoying area as a hunter. Generally speaking, you want to stay away from that area, but I already got the first hit on the priestess, and I'm out on her tail, so I'm gonna be chasing right now. So I'm still chasing the priestess over here, using my bombs. There's only so many bombs I can spam at the beginning though. But here the kite's gonna come to a close here pretty soon. Yep, because I ended up trapping her with the bomb. She needed to get away from the bomb, but I was also on the other side of that pallet. What I think she should have done is she should have taken that quarter hit and kept running. But she decided to go across that pallet, and now I'm just going to be here doing my bomb spam. So now I'm going to kind of wait for some bombs to restart. So now I see that the mercenaries are coming to the rescue. So here's what you do. You use your remote detonation, you spam some bombs here, and now the mercenary has been hit. It is going to be down. Now I can chase the priestess and use my blink, and now both of them are going to be going down. Now in this scenario, I'm definitely going to be chasing the priestess here. because she's already been shared, and the mercenary takes forever to heal because he's got a really severe healing debuff. So that's why I choose not to share the mercenary. So now I'm just going to be placing my bombs around. Tinnitus isn't going off, and it's looking pretty decent for me right now. So now I've got the first officer here, and I'm just going to be doing my bomb spam here. And now the first officer is going to be going down. Now watch what I do here. The priestess is definitely going to be looking for a way to portal in the big boat. That was a good body block by the first officer. But I'm going to be spamming my bombs here. And actually one of the bombs ends up reaching the priestess, and that means that the priestess is going to be going down. So now the priestess is dead on share. The first officer is downed. 2 ciphers remaining, so I'm at about a point where I could pull this into a draw if I wanted. So now I've got the first officer is going to be going to the chair on Lakeside. I always like taking them to shore just because, especially since all they have is like pallets and it's not necessarily close to big boat and stuff. And being that the guard hard counters pallet camping so much, it makes it really easy to hit the survivor again if they do end up escaping. So now the mercenary is going to be coming for the save. I'm going to detonate my bombs, go around here, spam more bombs. And the mercenary is going to be going down here. He already saved once, so he didn't have his tide. And when it's getting close to endgame, since it's a lot harder for the guard, since he doesn't have quite as good map control with his skill, I always want to keep one person on the chair. There's only 2 ciphers remaining. I find the prisoner really early. Actually end up hitting the prisoner there. And I'm going to be throwing some bombs over here and waiting for the prisoner to get near. And the mercenary gauntlet's away, and I'm going to be taking the prisoner to the chair. Now, all of these survivors are 1 bomb away from being down. So now they've got to heal up before attempting to save or prime the last cipher. That's what they can do. So at this point, the mercenary ends up coming for the save. The mercenary actually does a really good job here. Most of the bombs detonate by accident there. Now at that point, I should have just swung at the mercenary, get down him right away, force the cipher pop. But it's coming either way. So at this point, my concern was pulling this into a draw. I don't want the survivors to get a victory, and a tie is not necessarily that bad. So now I'm just going to be using my bombs, closing off areas. So now I'm just chasing the prisoner. He ends up making it about to small boat. See, the nice thing there, this is why he counters pallet camping. He got the pallet stun on me, but he also took the quarter damage from the bomb, which means that all I need to do is land another bomb on him in order to down him. So now, still going after the prisoner, and his chase is about to come to a close. I would have spent more time in small boat to try to get a more clear escape, but I end up downing the prisoner there, and that's the game. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and let me know in the comment section below what you thought. Thanks for watching.